Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening. How are you this evening? I hope you're doing marvelous. Join us in Miami TV, wherever it is you're watching us. I hope that you had a wonderful day and you're having a wonderful night. Time to chat, time to interact, come together. We have half an hour to just unwind, relax, no bad news. Let's just talk about life, talk about science, talk about sex, talk about relationships, talk about UFOs, whatever it is you want to talk about. That's what we're here for. All right, guys, let's see if we have the chat. We're going to have the chat open in a second. Welcome to our members. We have a dedicated members chat at miamitv.com if you guys want to join us there. And that one is opened as well. ¿Cómo estamos, amigos? Muy buenas noches. Espero de que estén muy bien. Hello, Brock. How are you? Wonderful day. Thank you for all you do for many fans and followers. Thank you. I have to say, I highly appreciate that a lot of you have actually been saying that you're very appreciative of the shows. So, yeah, cool. I like these shows. I feel like they do touch the heart of a lot of people. So I think that's why we've done so many of them. Today's like 1,800 and something. What are we going to do for the 2000s? If only the cruise ships would have good internet. Love you and your energy. You're the best. Hi, Jerry. Admiring the scene. Please, by all means. That's why we're here as well. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Israel. All right, what's in your mind today? In my mind, we're going to go with our members' topic. Here, James is sharing with us. Hello, Jenny. Carl Jung, the father of modern psychology, proposition that until we make our unconscious, Houston, what's up? Our unconscious mind conscious, it will direct our life and we will call it fate. Ooh, that's deep. That's actually pretty good. Our unconscious mind is our shadow self. And though it's frequently perceived negatively and ignored, it holds a vast reservoir of energy, creativity, and deep insight into our true self. By facing this dark side of our nature, we set out on a path of genuine self-improvement and holistic growth. What do you think, Jenny? Must we explore the dark side of our nature before we can hope to become whole? Interesting. Saludos, Estado de México. ¿Cómo estamos? Hi, Dubai. How are you, everybody in Dubai? I've never thought about it, thinking that our subconscious is something that we would call fate. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I wouldn't say 100%, because I think that if anything, your subconscious it basically has a large majority of your guide throughout your life, because it's where you store all of those emotions that you don't necessarily want to bring up to your conscience and you don't want to talk about, you rather just leave it there. So there's things, like I've always mentioned to you guys, there's also things that we have the power of kind of shoving really, 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 really deep down into our mind, up to the point where you don't even notice that it's there and you feel like you've never lived it before. And until maybe a traumatic experience happens or something happens, boom, there it goes, it pops up. And all of a sudden, you've realized, I actually went through that traumatic experience. Why don't I have any recollections, and why don't I remember any of it? So this is the power of the mind, my friends. My tablet died, sorry. This is the power of the mind, and your mind is vastly accessed in your everyday life because, well, we're so busy all the time. So it's just easier to take control of the percentage that we have, which is our conscious side. Hello, Gojers. You're the best. Thanks. Jenny, I wanted to let you know that, good evening. I heard the news that the last full-size Kmart store in Long Island is closing on October 20th and leaving just one Kmart left in Miami, Florida. These are very important news, guys. We all shopped at Kmart eventually. So, and you know what? I actually know which Kmart you're talking about. I've shopped there before. Yeah, it's huge. That's sad, but then again, I think Amazon wiped out a lot of the retail stores. I already reported. Oh, okay. Yeah, guys, be careful, by the way, online. If there's a lot of scamming spamming with my name. So please do not participate in any accounts that aren't directly in my link tree, okay? And do not give your credit card out online, please. That's not the way it works. So thanks for reporting. Yeah, a lot of people try to impersonate me because they know how much you guys love me. So they're going to try to get in touch with you to get money out. And I will never see a cent of that. So you're not supporting me in any way. All right, guys. Hello, Jenny from Brazil. Adao, ¿cómo estamos, Brasil? Vuelvo a preguntar, los que son de Brasil, si saben el nombre y el lugar donde existen las tribus indígenas umbandistas, que alguien me lo dijo el otro día y no lo puedo encontrar, pero me interesa muchísimo. Puedes mandar un beso hasta Chimalhuacán. Lo maté o lo dije bien. Saludos, México. All right. So yes, your subconscious is basically where everything is buried. All right. So you have to make sure. That this is when we say, make sure you look in the mirror, make sure you're facing your demons. And I feel like these are the things that normally come out in our everyday life that we don't necessarily pay attention to because we rather pay more attention to things that are rather insignificant if you really put a thought to it. It's kind of strange to be an outsider where you think this way, and then you see the mass populations in all the world thinking so primitive when it comes to the mind, where they don't believe that they can have superpowers or that they can have some kind of connection or that they can have donde en las Amazonas they can have telepathy, or that they can have astral projection, or that they can have anything having to do with energy. But yes, the large majority of people are still in that mentality that you don't have control of your life because, well, life is just what throws at you, and life is hard. Isn't that something that everybody's always kind of, you've heard it enough where it's like, life is hard. This is just the life I got. This is the life it is what it is. This is my fate. This is my destiny. And the truth is that you are the constructor of your own fate. You are the constructor of your own destiny. By thinking that you have no choice, by thinking that it is what it is, you are already claiming that that's what your life is going to be like forever. So it's not other people's faults. And so it's also very easy for people to blame others for their problems. And it's like, oh, I'm going through this. And God, why is life this way? Why does this happen to me? And it's just crying and sorrowing. And, God doesn't love me. Others don't even believe that there's a higher energy out there. Maybe you were raised in a difficult environment, right? So maybe you didn't share love from your parents, but that doesn't mean that you can't begin to learn and give love from within. So it's going to be more difficult, of course, than someone that was raised with love in their family. But it's definitely important to keep in mind that that's something that we all have inside of us. So even if you weren't taught love, this is something that you can bring about. It's okay. So your subconscious, it is a shadow of yourself, because shadows is it's like the skeletons in the closet, right? Keeping all those things that we like to keep away and we like to keep without facing and without talking about them. But wouldn't you think that it's so much freer to live in a planet and to live in a life where you don't have anything to hide? Isn't that great? Wouldn't it be great that you could just be yourself, do what you want, say what you want, think and express yourself the way you want, and not worry about if you're offending someone, or if someone doesn't understand you, or if somebody thinks that you're crazy. And that starts with self-confidence. If you don't have self-confidence, and I think the only way that we can get that, and this goes together with the subconscious, by the way, because once you start analyzing the things that are in your subconscious, okay, you're going to end up lifting your self-confidence more, so that when you are in situations of negativity, of thinking, oh, I wonder what this person might think if I do this, you're not going to care, because you're going to be so sure of yourself and your life and your choices and your decisions, okay, that it's just not going to matter. So you can get to that second level of lifestyle, which I guess we could kind of like to think that it's living in another dimension kind of thing, it's at least than everybody else that's zombied out. So yeah. Sí, tengo mucho calor, sí, les digo. Let's see, sometimes spirits learn fast, or some Ooh, sorry. Or some are slow. Is there a limit? Have spirits gone as far as they can go? Spirituality, observance, you can hear more and see. Jenny can make me the best I can be. Was that a poem or was that a question? Do you think that spirits have gone too far? That's actually an interesting question. I know it has something to do with the subconscious, but it does make me think that I think it's like the movie Ghost, right? Like even spirits get to the point where they're pushing the spirit realm and seeing how far can we really go with this energy? How much can we really influence on human beings while we're dead? And so on and so forth. Just like that guy was trying to throw a punch and he didn't know how to manipulate the energy until he actually got it and he punched somebody in the face. So yes, by the way, spirits do learn and they do get high in hierarchy where their energy gets stronger in another reality, okay? We can go that way more. And sorry, they're putting the chat for me, so I don't look away so much from the camera. And they can learn to manipulate the energy as well. So just like you and me can learn to manipulate the energy in our everyday life. Hope you're staying safe from the storm. We were ready for a hurricane. We did not get any part of the hurricane, knock on wood. So we are good. Tulum is good. Cancun on the other side, unfortunately, it's very flooded. So if you were thinking of coming to Cancun, give it a day or two, okay? Whoosh, hey Kelly, welcome. It's been a while. Other social media account to prevent scam. I just like to say the Linktree. It's Linktree / my name. Or just Twitter. Go to my Twitter, my X account, Energy Jenny, and you'll be able to find all of my links. But yeah, apparently a lot of people are getting scammed, so I'm really sorry. We report them, but it's also your job, report them. And just be smart, you guys, don't fall into that. Anyway, so creativity and deep insight into our true self. We have to face our darkest side. I really like this. The unconscious mind. We make our unconscious mind conscious. It will direct our life, and we can call it fate. Our subconscious mind, unfortunately, does mark what it is that happens to us, because it's something that you're not aware of that is generating energy. Because remember that your mind generates energy constantly. So even though you think that those thoughts and feelings aren't really there, that you're not being a pessimist, that you're not being, are we distracted? Yeah, we're distracted. That you're not being a pessimist, that you're not being grumpy, that you're not acting negatively. You might actually not even notice what it is that you're doing and the traits that you're having that are affecting you negatively because you're not doing it consciously. This is why meditation, I feel like, plays a big role on this, because meditation actually gets you to be eventually in control of your mind, okay, towards you noticing and knowing what it is that you are thinking of. In most cases, if you have enough time to actually meditate and be in your relaxed state, like I have, well, not anymore, but that I've had, then you can actually train your mind to be aware all the time. And this is an exercise. This is an exercise that everybody could do. But in the meantime, your subconscious, which is those things that are tied, it's that part of your mind that is directly tied with your ghosts, okay, is going to be calling the shots if there's more negative things in your subconscious and that karma than the conscious mind, if that makes sense. So this is why it's so important to cleanse yourself and to face yourself and to speak up about the things that you've been through. I don't care how bad they've been. Talk to somebody about them. It's super important. The more you let them out, the more they pass from your subconscious to your conscious, and then you decide, well, let me keep this in, or let me just push it out and let it out. And then you start having control of your life. You start having control of what should be happening and what shouldn't be happening. So by keeping our subconscious just kind of doing its own woohoo party back there and not facing what it is that we have to face, well, you're basically going to be more exposed to attracting negative people to your life, negative situations, unpleasant moments, anything that has to do with blocking your growth. Now, what if you start training your mind and your subconscious to literally put all of those negative thoughts out, those that you're aware of and that you're not aware of, but that you're going to become aware of when you start meditating. And then you start implanting the opposite in your subconscious. Okay, so in this case, you're implanting, instead of being insecure, you're implanting secureness. So you're going back in time into those moments that maybe were, I've been to Mars on holiday, 2 weeks. You've been to Mars? Like, wait, people aren't going to Mars. What are you talking about? Where'd you been? Korea is a really good country. You have really good food. Interesting. Okay, well, actually, I didn't have it in mind to travel to Korea. I think it would be a horrible barrier for language. But with today and the phones, everything's easier, right? There's a theory that thousands of years ago, some humans built a spaceship. They visited other galaxies. They visited us as they feel a connection. We are their descendants. There's a lot of theories, and I do believe that. I don't think that these movies like, Guardians of the Galaxy and all of those movies where people are actually getting into spaceships, going somewhere else, not aging whatsoever and coming back, these aren't just ideas that somebody got. I do believe that we've been here before, and we've been in this stage of advancement in technology many times before in humans' existence, before we extincted ourselves. So I don't think it'll happen again anytime soon. So I think you and me are going to be good. But yeah, totally. I mean, just look at the images and look at the things that might be buried, in the glaciers or buried deep down on Earth that will eventually come out with global warming. Kai, just in time, did you go to Alaska? I did go to Alaska. You got to catch my show where I talked about my trip. Where am I from? Born in the U.S., raised in Uruguay. All right, guys. So let's think of replacing any of those negative traits that we have with positive reaffirmations or affirmations. Okay, so that's basically what you want to do. It doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes a lot of time with time, if that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is that you could do this for 2 to 5 minutes a day, but you're going to have to do it for many months or years. Okay, so make sure you keep that in mind, that this kind of change doesn't happen just like that. Unless maybe you get to a point where you do have some spiritual enlightenment and awakening for whatever reason, that will be different. But other than that, it's going to take some time and it's going to take some effort. And I think that it's something that you need to keep in mind, that your efforts will definitely pay off and it's going to be 100% worth it in the end. But be patient. Let's see. People are invading my privacy. Mind reader. So I do bottle speaking and speeches. What do you mean, like mind read? Somebody's reading your mind? Why do you feel that? Why are some people, can we go up a little bit? Why are some people impossible to get along with? Why is nothing you say or do ever good enough? Your energies are totally opposites. So there's no way that you can have any kind of chemistry with somebody that's vibrating really low or really high. I think I forgot to button one of my buttons now that I realized. I'm like, why is my shirt so opened? We'd like to open, but not so much anymore, right? Only in Miami TV. So I lost it. I lost track of what we were saying. Could we go up? Here's me. Okay. There's people that you just definitely don't match with. So imagine trying to have a conversation if you're up here, and it doesn't mean you're better. It just means that you're vibrating different. So imagine your energy's vibrating up here, and this person's energy is vibrating down here, and they're being totally possessed and manipulated by negativity. Their only command is to get you to break your peace. There are some people in the world that there's nothing you can say or do that will ever be enough, or not even enough, that will ever really even make them have any kind of respect to a conversation. Okay, so when that happens, when you see that somebody is just denied of having an open-minded conversation about anything without actually feeling and needing to be right on the topic, don't waste your time. It is not worth it. You're going to waste energy, because what these people actually do is suck on your energy, believe it or not. So just smile, say, you're probably right, walk away. That's the best thing you could do. I've learned the hard way, and Enrique's taught me that. He's like, why do you waste your time? Can't you see that this person's just like a block, like a wall that you're hidden into, that there's no getting through them, no matter how much positive energy you have. And yeah, you learn, right? And you live. So do the same. Don't worry about it. I mean, there's a reason why that person is like that, and they've gotten themselves into that situation. So if that reason is because they've had traumatic pasts, and they're unable to face their demons, like we always talk about, then it's really not your problem, So keep that in mind. Okay, guys, let me open our members chat here because I lost it. My tablet died. Okay, here. Now, why do people only like the confident ones? If you're nervous or shy, people avoid you like the plague. Because, people like to be next to people that are confident, because it's contagious. You want to be next to someone that provides energy, right? That shares good energy, but not the other way. I don't mind shy people. I think shy people are okay. I just think sometimes people might be afraid of shy people because they tend out to be the crazy ones and the ones that come out with an AR-47. So it's like, oh, he looks so calm. Is the coffee good there? I don't drink coffee, so but I, if I was a coffee drinker, Chiapas has really good organic coffee. Yes. I get along with you. Great. I'm glad we get along. That's amazing. You were talking about letting things out, bottling up thoughts. Okay, yes. Thank you. Sometimes we read and I get distracted. So the worst thing you can do is bottle up thoughts, bottle up emotions. And I feel like, it gets to the point where, and this happened to me throughout the years, it gets to the point where you become so unfiltered. And I mean so unfiltered that you put yourself in a priority in all levels because you start to really protect your energy. And when I say protect your energy, I'm not only saying protect yourself, protect your body, protect that nothing happens to you. No, I'm talking even about like protecting your mind. Like your mind is the most susceptible thing we have because you are constantly exposing it to information. You're constantly exposing it to other people's thoughts and opinions about you or about what you're doing. Why do we have to put our minds through so much trouble? Why do we have to put our minds through so much gather up of information that it confuses us? So learn to just accept that, and this is something that will happen with time when you start this process, but learning to accept that we're all different, that we have to respect each other no matter what, and that what you think is not necessarily what the other person might think, and that's totally okay. It doesn't make you enemies, it just makes you different in vibration. You can only understand so much, and that's defined by the dimension that you're living in, and that's defined, sorry, not dimension, well, that too, but that's defined by the vibration that your body has and that your energy has. So, for example, for me, it's very normal to get along with people that talk about UFOs and talk about spirituality and talk about astral projections, and I meet people like this, and it's like, I could talk for hours, and you feel like you're, like Brandon, our guest for Thursdays, tomorrow, do not miss it, he's amazing. It's when you get to this stage when you protect your energy so much, you don't allow your time to be wasted with people that aren't feeding anything positive to you. It's a huge no-no because you value yourself, and by valuing yourself, you're valuing your time. So what's the point of arguing with someone? They're gonna win eventually, because you're already given them your time, so is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Like, you could be doing something else right now, or if you're in an uncomfortable situation. You're the one that decides if you stay in that situation or not. So if you decide to stay in that situation, you're only going to be absorbing negativity and adding more negative emotions to your body, to your subconscious, more grudges, and that's just going to make you heavier. So if we were to put like a personification to what I'm talking about, imagine the human body. Let's see, I gotta give a silly but good example. Imagine the human body as a cup of water. Okay, so let's say we're empty, and which means that your body is clean, and then you start adding liquid to it, right? The more liquid you are, the more negativity it means, right? That's in that cup. So the more experiences that you allow yourself to have in a negative path, meaning that you pay attention to the people that are criticizing you, pay attention and you answer to the person that's bitching at you, you pay attention to the person over the counter and allow their bad vibes to get to you. It gets to the point where the water is just going to start overflowing, so it means that you no longer have space. The space, right? The air was positivity. So you no longer have any positivity left. And that's when your life just starts kind of going downhill. It's really simple, guys. Don't charge yourself up with unnecessary negative moments. You need to protect your energy. You need to protect your mind and what it's being exposed to. So if you are seeing something that you are not okay with, that you do not agree with, why bother? Just continue on and see something else. Continue on and talk to somebody else. Do something that makes you happy. Because we are all vibrating differently. When you find people that match, it's because whatever situations you've been through, you're vibrating the same. It doesn't mean that you went through the same situations, but the vibration and energy of those situations is as heavy as the other person's, okay, or as light, right? So that's why people that are enlightened will feel more, will feel better surrounded by people that are in the process of enlightenment. You tend to just choose what it is that you want as an example of what you want to become. And that is something that I have to say that I live by. It's just, I do not pay any attention to anybody that brings any kind of negativity to me, either online, on person. And that also kind of backfires, because you do tend to notice that you start getting, a little more lonelier, because you protect yourself so much that in today's world, it's difficult to find people that think the same or that are in the same path. They're out there, but it's just, we live in so many different parts of the world, right? That is why the internet is so precious. I reversed engineered gravity. It's a revolution. Have you really? Woohoo! Jenny, ¿alguna experiencia paranormal propia? Saludos desde España. Te deseo un buen programa. Toca dormir y mejor que verte antes. Buenas noches. Uy, sí, es que tengo un montón. Así que lo dejamos para otra. I asked a question earlier. I asked you, have you ever gone ghost hunting? If you have, where have you gone? I don't like people that go ghost hunting. I have nothing against the person. I don't like the activity because I think it's stupid. You can't hunt a ghost. All that people do is bother them, and that's unfair. How would you feel if somebody got up in your vibe and started just bothering you for no reason? But yes, I haven't been ghost hunting. I have been to areas to purposely cleanse the areas from these energies, yes. And when I started with energy, it was mainly the whole experience of let's see what can come out when the energy hits them. And my first experience and my first visit to a cemetery in Miami, in downtown Miami, we got permission and everything to go in. Just like I thought it was going to happen, but I wasn't sure because I was really young. I think I was probably maybe 22 or so. And I remember just feeling this soul's energy so strong inside of me that I felt like it was like a flash of her life, of crying and being stuck in the cemetery because nobody came to say goodbye to her. Nobody came to her funeral. And I guess she didn't need much energy to move on, and she decided to use me. So the moment I walk through her grave, I get this flash and this just pain and sadness, and then it was gone. So I cried for like a couple of seconds, and then I was back to like, what was that? Okay. But yeah, souls are, I always share with you guys that my most precious activity in energy work is suspended soul release. And this, believe it or not, is something that a lot of people could do if they really learned how to do it. So one of my future tasks is going to actually be to train people that are interested in helping souls or interested in helping with energy and knowing and learning about sexual energy about this. So if you are intelligent enough and you're interested in learning more about this and have experiences on this, take it seriously because these are serious matters and subjects. Yeah, my doors are always open here at Energy Tulum. Just write me a message. And not kidding, by the way. Don't tell the government about my new gravity engine. It also resonates around 963rd hertz, pineal gland style, face red, smiling live. Oh, okay. Well, why would you say it publicly then if you don't want me to say anything? Sadly, a dog known as Baby is gone. Oh no. Oh God, don't mention the word dog and died. I had a horrible experience today that ended up being some kind of miracle. There was a dog, so we couldn't get inside the jungle because the power was out and our fences, electric fences to get to the farm are electric. Everything is solar but the fence and the highway. So the power's out because of the hurricane, and we were waiting out there for like half an hour, and I see this white dog cross the street, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, the cars it was lucky enough that nothing ran it over. So I'm trying to call it so it comes to me, and the moment that it sees me, it ended up freaking out and going back to the other side, and it got run over right, like I'm not kidding, right in front of me. And it got run over pretty bad. But it was like nothing happened. I'm there and I screamed, and I was alone in the highway. I screamed as the dog is just got slammed by the car. The dog rolled underneath the car, looked back, and just got up on his feet, ran, and continued running like nothing happened. Nothing broken, nothing. I was in shock and I screamed, but then I was like, how is he still alive? Like, what? So, yeah, so that happened today. All right, guys. So hopefully he's okay. I lost track. He was running so fast, I did not go after him. Trying to catch him out. Jenny, is there a place you haven't visited yet? Are you kidding? Yeah, I've traveled a lot, but there's a lot of places that I haven't visited. Right now I'm looking into, and I would love to get your help, I'm looking into energetical places. So places where there's been strong experiences or tribes, things like that. So if you know of anywhere around the world, let me know. Shoot me an email, jenny@miamitv.com, and we are definitely, dog is God backwards. And we are definitely, scouting for locations. A lot of rain in Florida. Florida, you are going to hit a little hard. You are going to get hit a little hard, so please stay safe. Everybody in Tallahassee in the path of Hurricane Helena, I think it is. So yeah, get some water. I also heard that there's I don't know how real this is, so make sure you research first, but I saw a video of somebody saying that there's, the ports are going to be doing like a strike on October 1st. So if that is real and that is the case, make sure that you do top up in gas, okay? Because if it takes long, then that's the first thing that's going to be affected in the U.S. All right, my loves. We will see you tomorrow. Have an amazing evening. How many days till Halloween? Who knows? It's sad to be gone and nobody came to visit. Hope that doesn't happen to me, but when I'm gone. But see, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that when you do leave, you're not expecting of anyone, and that you leave at peace with everyone that you feel you haven't made peace with, so you don't stay stuck. Okay, guys? Koreans are kind, considerate, and good people. I believe you. I'm sure I've met Koreans when I've interviewed. I've interviewed thousands of people, but I can't remember. I'm sure it wasn't a high percentage, I'm sure. Actually, we did interview a Korean like maybe 3 weeks ago. No, more than a month ago here in Tulum, and he had some really funny jokes about yellow skin. I can't say them. I don't remember them, but they made me crack up so much. I was like, I've never heard of these jokes. He was like, have you ever had the yellow fever? I was like, what? And he's like, yellow fever, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay, you can say it because you're Korean, but yeah, maybe. All right, loves. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe and see all of our shows, go ahead and tune into miamitv.com. We have over 7,000 shows on demand, and of course, we go live Monday through Friday with a positive energy meditation mental training seminar, which you can definitely benefit from. See you tomorrow, and remember, if you have any subjects and topics, let me know. Kisses. Bye-bye.